Last video I designed a Minecraft storage system that can sort every single item in the entirety of Minecraft. So today we are collecting 16 of every single item in the entirety of Minecraft, including unstackables, for my future Megabase. And in what order am I going to collect all those items? Well, we are not going alphabetically, and we are not going from easiest to hardest. No, we are going in update order starting with 1.0, and the first item in 1.0 on my list is the apple. And while I'm collecting all the apples, I should probably tell you the rules of this challenge. Rule number 1 is that I have to collect 16 of every single Minecraft item except the dragon egg. An item is defined by its unique Minecraft ID. So, this is a trident because it's called Minecraft Trident, and this is a golden apple because it's called Minecraft Golden Apple. For an example, for you that means I don't have to collect these two banners, they are just banners. Rule number 2, I can't take any of the items from my storage system, instead I have to explore my world. Likewise, I can't use any of my current farms, but I can build new farms for items in this video. And rule number 3 is that I have one veto for rule number 2. I can choose one item to take from my storage. And that was it. Let's continue the challenge. Oh, there. Let's get to the next item. But first we are going down to this spot. Right on the edge of my Megabase right there, we have these chests labeled with every single Minecraft version. Then we can put the 16 apples into the chest, the first item we have collected. Now, if I showed you every single one of the items collected in the manner that I have collected the apple, this video would be way too long. So instead we are quickly gonna blaze through all the easy items. Okay, those items were pretty easy to collect, but this next one, 16 diamond blocks, will be very hard to collect. And of course, why not collect all the diamond armor and all the diamond tools as well? And yes, I am gonna collect 16 of every single diamond tool and armor. Actually, I'll have to collect 32 of every single diamond tool and every single diamond armor, because you know, netherite exists. And that is a problem we'll get to later in the video, don't you worry. Anyways, how am I gonna collect all those diamonds? Well, most people of course just go down into the mines, watch out they don't take any damage, and then they find some diamonds and they decide, yeah, let's mine those diamonds. That's what I'm here for. I don't want to do that, because I need way more diamonds than the average person. Instead, I'm gonna use this machine here. This machine here is a 2D tunnelborer by Dark. What does that mean? Well, Dark is the creator. That makes sense. 2D means that this machine can mine both in the X and the Z direction. How the machine exactly works is way too difficult for me to explain, and I really actually don't know everything about it, but I'll link Dark's video in the description. What I can tell you is that this TNT here will be unloaded, but not fully unloaded, and the machine will generate this TNT throughout multiple hours, and multiple hours of TNT will then, when the machine is done running, get shot directly through this wall like a ghost teleport through the wall, and then it will be accelerated all the way into something like this and just dig out a giant cavern. Like, you can't see the end of this cavern. So we need to build that machine, and then we need to run it, and wink wink, hopefully it doesn't explode. Wink wink. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we need to put 4 stacks in there, 4 items in there. And then down here, in this one, I believe, we have 47 items. Okay, I think everything is good to go now. And the chunk loader, I've made sure it works. Then we just pull the lever and instantly jump into here. And now I need to wait 170 minutes, or just a bit over 2 hours. Almost 3 hours actually. I need to wait 3 hours now. And while waiting the 3 hours, why don't I do something else? Now I'm just gonna collect everything else I can in these 3 hours, and you will get a little compilation of that, I guess, as a treat. Here you go. Okay, my 3 hour timer just rung, and that means our mining machine hopefully have worked. Anyways, I have collected these materials here. And everything you can see here. And actually let's just make 16 iron blocks, 16 block of gold, and 16 block of lapis. So 16 lapis blocks, iron blocks, and gold blocks. Now it's finally time to see if the explosion has happened. And of course, if the explosion actually happened, I will need a lot of shulker boxes. So let me just get a lot of them. And just as a precaution, I think I'm gonna find my shield. Because you know, there should be 3 hours worth of TNT on the other side of this portal. So you can't be too sure, right? Let's go. I mean, it's still standing. It didn't make an explosion, which kinda surprises me. Oh my god. I forgot the TNT. Well, yeah. So, actually place the TNT this time. Go down here. Make sure the trunk loader is working. Pull the lever and instantly get into the portal. And now we wait 3 hours more. Let's go! Okay, it has been 3 hours again. I've collected some more materials and I'm also collecting all gold materials over here. Anyways, let's go into the portal here and fly all the way over to the portal here. As you can see, I have a very low window distance right now. And that is because throughout this last 3 hours, my game has started to lag and just have massive lag spikes if my window distance was higher. So I expect whatever is behind this portal is gonna make a huge explosion. Deep breath, deep breath. This should actually work. Okay. First thing I observe is nothing is happening. Like, the chunks aren't loading, nothing is happening. So I'm pretty sure that that machine over there is gonna blow in just a second. I didn't take damage from falling there. Okay, we're just running a little away and waiting here. Okay, I'm pausing my recording right now and starting a replay because I do not have enough space on my computer to wait for this. 1 movie later. Okay, I'm back from watching a movie. I'm not on the ground where I dug myself down. So it seems to have worked, but I am gonna turn my window distance down so nothing despawns. Oh, yeah, I probably need to turn this off now. Please don't blow up. Yeah, I knew it was a big ask. Anyways, so if I go into this tunnel and just dig myself... Ooh, diamonds. A few more blocks this way, we should be able to see something. Okay, so it seems like it didn't blow up. I mean, the machine definitely blew up. You saw that. And I have just dug around. It's not here. Like the hole I'm supposed to dig, it's not here. But after looking in the comment of Dark's video, somebody said that it could be to do with one of my mods. Like one of my mods is destroying this machine. So I guess I'll have to delete it and then build the machine again. And then wait 3 hours. And perhaps it would work. 4 hours later. Hello guys, Radioscope here. Radioscope, him from that YouTube channel, you know, him with that world bore machine, which this one make the diamond. Let's see, explode. Now, the next thing on the agenda is music discs. And how are we going to get all those music discs? Well, of course, by building a music disc farm. What is a music disc farm? Well, it's pretty simple really. It's a normal creeper farm, where the creepers drop down a drop tube, and then they get turned into music discs. I should probably explain to you that this farm works by creepers falling down this drop chute, and the skeleton targeting an iron golem on the other side in the cage here to my left. And the skeleton needs to stand in this hole right here. And then it will attempt to shoot between every one of these blocks here to hit the iron golem. But I am really good at shooting. Wow. You can see it falling down there, my arrow. The skeleton shouldn't be able to do what I just did. But first we need to collect the skeleton, of course. And I think I have... I don't have a name tag. First we're gonna get a name tag. this shulker box here should have name tags. Yeah. Friend. No. Anyways. Okay, there is a skeleton, but there is also 2 creepers. So if I can get those off, and then make the skeleton come here and try to shoot me. Then I fly behind him, place this water. I'm very happy I don't have thorns on. Place that there, and then just place all these slabs. And behind him. I'm so good at this game, wow. And now we can just take this down. Oh, I also need to name him, of course. Come here, friend. I think it just works now. Okay, I'm gonna go up here and just AFK for like half an hour. And then we'll see what has dropped. And it has been 20 minutes. Let's see. A full chest. And a full chest. Oh my. That is almost 7 chests full of discs. That should definitely be enough, right? Okay, so strat goes into the white shulker box. Now we have enough strat. Next one. Duate, blocks, small, ward, stall, chirp, cat, mellow high, far. And that was all music discs added in this version of Minecraft. Of course, we still have pick, step, and relic. I think one of the other ones is other side. Is there one called other side? There is one called 5. I know there's one called 5. Anyways, let's go back to collecting random materials. Okay, now I'm going into something very important. Because to collect 16 of every item, I am not gonna collect every single item with a different NBT data. Which means I'm not gonna collect every single chestplate with the NBT data that says it's this color in comparison to this color. As you can see, these colors are very close to each other, as this one was dyed with just 1 red dye, while the other one was dyed with 8 red dye and 1 pink dye, which gives it this slightly miscoloration. So these two are technically the same item, but they have another NBT data. Similarly are potions in Minecraft. As you can see, these are 3 widely different potions, but their name in Minecraft is just Minecraft : potion. They are just a potion. So I'm not going to brew every single type of potion. I am still collecting 16 netherite blocks, but I'm not brewing every single type of potion. I'm sorry for the cop out. And let's just make 16 different types just to make it a little interesting, shall we? Long tree. 3 hours. 3 of them. 3 of the hours. Holy shit. Wait, that sounded right, didn't it? It didn't explode, but something exploded. Oh my god. Wait, let me drink a... I don't know what I did different there, but it worked. So now we just have to set our render distance really low, so nothing despawns. And then just run around and collect everything. Oh my god, there's so many items. Okay, I'm just gonna collect everything and then come back to you. And there we have it. Now I have finally cleared out this entire space. I am currently on 32 chunks of render distance and I cannot see the end of this tunnel. I just ran front and back in every one of these rows. And in the start I collected redstone and lapis, as well as the diamonds of course, but I decided just to collect the diamonds in the second half. So what I'm gonna show you now is just half the redstone, half the lapis, and all the diamonds laying on the floor that I collected. First of all, I collected a little bit of deep slate and a little bit of other stuff here. I also filled this box with some amethyst geode and calcite. This is half of the redstone I could have collected, which just makes this an awesome redstone farm. This here is what I really got out of the digging. Of course, these diamond blocks looks a little bit better if I put them into a shulker box, but that's actually enough to make a full diamond beacon if I wanted to do that. just from 3 hours of waiting for this machine to work. And I mean, just after 15 hours of waiting for it to actually work. I really didn't know what I did different this time, but I just rebuilt it again and this time it worked. Anyways, back to collecting the rest of the 1.0 items. Now I am finally done with 1.0 items. This was the biggest category in this video because of course in 1.0 everything that Minecraft has added in the years of development before 1.0 got added. So every single shulker box I'm standing on right now are just filled with 16 of some different items. You see 16 leather horse armor, 16 of every single music disc over here. 16 potions, 16 splash potions. So now I just need to pack all of this into some chest in this 1.0 line. Also you can see that every single item that was added in 1.0 are in these chests, almost alphabetically ordered. And done. Now let's move on to 1.1. Now to you clever people, what did 1.1 add to Minecraft? That's right, it added 20 items and all of those 20 items were spawn eggs. Of course, I do not have access to spawn eggs. Therefore, we'll just remove that chest. Now, let's move on to 1.2. So, what did 1.2 add? It added 6 new items. 5 of them were actually obtainable, while the 6th was an ocelot spawn egg. That is because the 1.2 update of Minecraft was the jungle update. It was not called that. Named updates wasn't a thing yet, but I'll call it the jungle update. And now we get to 1.3, the last no-name update. 1.3 added written books, so now we gotta write 16 books. Want a radioscope. Friends, ? Journey. He needed collect enchanted golden apples. Anyways, sign the horror. the horror. And then I should just be able to copy it, right? Anyways, I need to collect 16 enchanted golden apples. However, I'm not just gonna take from my inventory because that would be boring. So, let's do some ancient cities. Okay, quick ancient city looting tutorial. First of all, on top of this giant portal statue in the middle, there are usually some shriekers and maybe some skulk sensors. You have to remove them. You stay here. I would suggest brewing night vision. Then I would suggest you have full health and don't play on ultra hardcore like me. That's stupid. And have a lot of inventory space. Then you just decide a direction. Let's take this left run here. Fly all the way down. Land. Break the chests. And if it didn't activate a warden, you can just keep flying in this general direction. Trying to see if you can find some more chests you can break. I just got the silence armor trim. Break the chests. That was supposed to be like a huge hunt in the end of the video that I will get that. I just got it. And when you finally hear Shrieker, he'll just fly up to your portal. And if you're fast enough, you won't even get the darkness effect. So yeah, I'll just do that loop in like several ancient cities until I've got 16 golden apples. I think I just got 4 enchanted golden apples from this chest here. Maybe it was these chests down here that gave me some of them, but I'm not sure. And there we go. 16 enchanted golden apples. Also 16 diamond horse armor, but we don't have to talk about that yet. I was just flying out, like the ancient city is... The ancient city is here. Ancient city. Fly, fly, fly. And just around the corner I saw that emerald and I was like, I really wish that was a deep slate emerald. Boom. Right here. I thought for a second I had fortune. That would have been so sad. Is there anything around you? I know that probably isn't, but there's a chance. No. And that is all 1.3 items. Now, as we all know, 1.4 is the pretty scary update, the first named update. And it added things such as enchanted books, beacons, nether brick slabs, nether stars, and pumpkin pie. So let's collect some of them. Okay, this will not work. I have just used 15 minutes just running around this nether fortress, and I've gotten 0 wither skeleton skulls. So I need 48 wither skeleton skulls for the beacons, then 48 for the stars, and then 16 for just wither skeleton skulls in general. That's almost 2 stacks of wither skeleton skulls. I won't get that from here. So I'm gonna build a farm. We are in a predicament because some of my video files have been corrupted, and that means that my editing software can't handle them. Luckily, my computer can still play them for me, I just can't move them around, and I can't see how long they actually are. So here is a quick recap of everything that happened in the corrupted footage. So first of all, we got all the wither skeleton skulls, and I also got a shulker box of blaze rods and all this other stuff. Then I decided to kill some of the withers with my hammer. And of course, there's also all the random items. And that was all items added in 1.4. Now 1.5 is of course the redstone update. And the redstone update added a few redstone items and a few quartz items. That's about it. And that was the entirety of 1.5. Now 1.6 is the horse update. Peter, the horse is here. Now we just need horse armor. Of course, diamond horse armor is very common in ancient cities, so I've already gotten all the diamond horse armor. Now the gold, iron and copper horse armor is a different story, but I think desert temples have a lot of them, so let's just loot a lot of them. And there we have it. That was the horse update. Now, 1.7 is the update that changed the world. What does that mean? Well, this update added 2 major things. Acacia wood and dark oak wood, along with stained glass and stained glass paints. Of course, this update also added a lot of flowers, but it added one specific item that we actually couldn't obtain but can obtain now, and that is the tall grass. Past me, why don't you tell me why tall grass is so difficult to obtain? Hello future me, yes that is right. If you walk up to a natural tall grass just spawning in the world and you try to take it, you won't actually get the tall grass. You will instead get 2 small normal grass. The only way to obtain tall grass is from these savanna village houses. And similarly, you also get tall ferns from spruce village houses. And since I've flown around so much in these deserts to collect all this horse armor, I of course also have collected a lot of tall grass for you. Thank you, past me. If I remember correctly, you placed it in this box. Yeah, perfect. So we already have 16 tall grass. Now it's just the acacia and the dark oak and the flowers and the glass and all that stuff. Oh my god, finally. 16 large ferns. Now I can finally fly 28,958 blocks in the X direction and 5,000 blocks in the Y direction. Though actually 5,000 blocks in the Y direction would be pretty stupid. Hello guys, I'm currently 5,150 blocks in the Y direction, thank you. And that was 1.7, the update that changed the world. And now we hit the Bountiful update, 1.8. The Bountiful update added banners and it added wood variants of things like doors and fence gates and fences. It also added greatite, andesite and diorite and mob heads. Most of that is pretty easy to collect, except the mob heads. So let's collect everything else in a 12-second montage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and a quarter, 11 and a half, 11 and a quarter and a half, 11 and a quarter and quarter of a quarter, and a half and a quarter again. 12. Okay, we are back. Now we need to make a mob head farm. Just a few minutes ago, probably like 5 or something, I don't know, I haven't edited this yet, I built this creeper farm. If you can't remember this creeper farm, you should go to a doctor. Anyways, you know, getting mob heads requires 2 things, mobs and charged creepers. So, we're gonna make this music disc farm into a music disc and mob head farm. And of course, I've already designed that right here. Anyways, I need to build this. And there we have it. Pretty simple build, really. I feel like I always say that. Since storms in Minecraft isn't something I can control, I can't just say weather, thunder. Yeah, no. I can't do that. So we'll just have to wait. But that means 1.9, the combat update. You know, the one everyone loves and no one hates and is one of the most beloved features in Minecraft. Anyways, it is called the combat update, but besides that one thing, it doesn't have to do with combat at all. It added so many things to the end. As for an example, entities, elytra, dragonhead, and funnily enough, shulker boxes was added in the next update. Shulkers were in the combat update, like the mob the shulker was in this update. They didn't drop anything. They didn't drop anything. I don't know why they did that. Show us food. Dirt path, I can't get that. Dragon's breath. And there we have every single item that was added in 1.9. Okay, I just checked my list. I was wrong. Shulker boxes was first added 2 updates later, so in 1.11. 1.10 was apparently the Frostburn update, which added polar bears. Yeah, it added 4 blocks. It added 4 blocks. Magma block, bone block, nether wart block, weird nether bricks. Done. Now, 1.11. And that was 1.11. As you can see in all these chests back here, I have every single color of shulker box, 16 of them, and the regular shulker boxes here, and of course totems, because this update also added totems. Anyways, the 1.12 update of Minecraft is the World of Color update. And the World of Color update added concrete powder, concrete, and glazed terracotta. Yeah, that's it. No other items. Just added 48 block variants, I'm pretty sure. And parrots. 48 block variants and parrots. Now, 1.13 is what I consider to be the first modern Minecraft update. I primarily think this because it added swimming and crawling, which is so huge essential things to my Minecraft gameplay. Like, imagine not being able to swim. Anyways, 1.13 adds turtle eggs, it adds scutes, turtle helmets, conduits, heart of the sea, and all color of bits. Of course, color of bits, past me, can you take that? Hello future me, yes that is right. I also traded for 16 of every single color of bit right here with my banner guys. You can see I have a banner shulker box right here. And here we have every single bit color. Back to you. Thank you past me. Anyways, Heart of the Sea would be very difficult for me to obtain because you get them from buried treasures. But luckily, I have been flying around to a lot of desert temples. And of course, flying around between different deserts led to me finding a lot of shipwrecks and therefore finding a lot of treasure maps and therefore finding a lot of buried treasures. So now I just needed the Nautilus shells and a drowned can spawn with a trident and a Nautilus shell and I need the trident too. So why don't I just build a drowned farm it for a little while, and there we have Heart of the Sea, Conduit and Tridents. And then we just need the scute we get from taking a bunch of eggs, and then I just leave them down in this hole where I let them grow up. And this update also added a lot of different items, bucketry fishing and such. Kelp, I think. Yeah, kelp was definitely added here. And coal. The update added a lot of coal. If Mojang ever wants to add something that farms sand in the game for you, make it the turtle. How does this not drop a sand block for me? Like what the... Now, 1.14, the Village and Pillage update. The update added a lot of variants of stairs and slabs, along with villager workstations, but most importantly, this update added banner patterns. Of course, skull charge and flower charge and whatever else there is pretty easy to collect, but there is also the creeper charge banner pattern. That means I need even more mob heads, 16 extra creeper heads on the shopping list. As you can see, it's an almost cloud-free day. No thunder today, so I guess we'll just have to wait with that and go directly to 1.15, the Bossy Bees update. By the way, this update also added crossbows. Do you know how to craft a crossbow? Did you know you could craft a crossbow? Because here is me trying to craft one. I pride myself to be able to remember all crafting recipes in the entirety of Minecraft. I do not know how to craft a crossbow. That's probably the only thing I don't know how to craft in this game. Because no one wants to craft a crossbow. You always just trade with villagers, as I did. So, 1.15 was the Bossy Bees update. And the Bossy Bees update was primarily a bug fix update. So therefore we just got honeycomb and beehives and bees. So what I did was relocate some bees. And once we were done with them... Now, 1.16 is the biggest update yet since 1.0. No one will top 1.0. And 1.16 added Blackstone, and Blackstone and the nether tree things are easy to collect. But netherite is another challenge. Because I need 16 netherite scrap, 16 netherite ingots, 16 of every single netherite armor and tool, and 16 netherite blocks. How do I get that much netherite? Well, actually, I showed you that way earlier in the video. Because this is the dark tunnelborer. As you can see, this machine has water down here. So we can't really build it in the nether because it would need water. But if I just quickly go into the nether. So here it is in the nether, I've just pasted it in. And as you can see, we can't get this stair here. But actually, you can just replace it with an enchantment table. And now it works in the nether. So now I just need to build this in the nether. And then run it for 14 hours. And hopefully it doesn't blow up. Yeah, okay, so it blew up around 7 times, but here you can finally see my successful attempt. Okay, attempt 7. I have built this timer down here, and when that light comes on, it means that the machine is done running. So, I should probably put on some armor. Like this, and I should probably take my shield, as usual. So when I enter this portal, hopefully it works this time. I mean, for once, the machine is still standing, which I find amazing. So that means that it probably works. If I fly down this tunnel here, I should be able to see new There are so many new items here. Look at this giant hole we have dug. And look at how much ancient debris there's just everywhere. Okay, that means I can finally begin harvesting all this ancient debris. But everything the first machine mined wasn't enough, so I actually had to build a second machine in a different place. Finally, I am done digging. And if I just fly out here, out of the basalt biome, just look at how big this place is. I have probably missed so much ancient debris running around here. To give you a sense of scale of this hole I've dug, we can quickly see that over here, this is the approximate coordinates of one corner, and here is the other corner. Anyways, I have a little over 1.5 shulker box of ancient debris. This has taken me literally a month because the machines just blew up on me. I didn't know how they worked. I'm not good at this. I'm just acting like I'm good at this, okay? I could actually run the machine for more time, but then again, I don't really need to. I have way more ancient debris than I would ever need. Anyways, this is where I've just AFK'd. It's a pretty cozy place. You can see down here I have built a timer, EFO, hopper clock, and then some redstone over here. And I AFK'd down here in the water, just looking out at the fish for like 7-8 hours. But anyways, after a month, I will finally go back to my base. While we wait for the furnace, if you want to build a netherite beacon, I have calculated that with my machine, with the dark machine, you could do that in like 100 hours, maybe even 70 hours if you're quick, because the really time-consuming part is really just waiting for the machine to run. But if you use your waiting time to fly so far away you possibly can, like thousands of blocks away in the overworld, and then build another machine in the nether, then you could technically wait for 2 machines at once. And why stop there? You could even build 3 machines, 4 machines, and then you could go back to the first machine once it's done digging, and then back to the second machine. I mean, you would have to wait 14 hours according to this calculation, and that's for each machine. But if you have 4 machines running at the same time, that would be like maybe 17 hours if you include the building time. Anyways, enough rambling. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of netherite armor and just wait for these ovens, I guess. This is an insane amount of ancient debris. A stack of netherite blocks. Now we just need to connect all this netherite to all this diamond armor. And for that I can go into the 114 chest and find the smithing table. Huh? Oh, I need smithing templates for this. How many do I have? So because I've looted a lot of bastions to get all the pickstep and all the snout banner patterns, I have also gotten 54 netherite upgrades. But I need 2 stacks to make everything into netherite. And you know, to craft 1 netherite upgrade, you need 7 diamonds. And here is where I am both lucky and unlucky. Because you see, I have lied to you earlier in this video. When I started 1.0, I said that I would use the tunnelborer Dark made to dig all the diamonds I could possibly need. And that was partially true. Because I did in fact get the diamonds and the diamond blocks in my collection. But the diamond armor, I got the diamond armor by trading with villagers. You know, I didn't want to waste 2 stacks of diamond blocks on armor I was never gonna use. And tools I was never gonna use. I would never do that. So instead, I threw them away. in the sense that I accidentally misplaced them somewhere and I don't know where. I can't find a shulker box with over 2 stacks of diamond blocks. I can't find them. I do have the 54 extra that I got, but I do not have the 2 stacks. Here? Nope. 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 I do not know where they went. Anyways, I think these 53 diamond blocks will be enough. How do I do this? Like that. Pow. And since I traded with villagers, all my diamond armor and tools also have basic enchantments. I just thought it was right for me to clear that up now. Anyways, let's make a whole bunch of netherite. And think about our life decisions. And that should be it. So of course now I need to add the 16 netherite blocks here. And that was 1.16, the nether update. The next update is of course Caves and Cliffs Part 1, also known as 1.17. This update added some items that you may think would be difficult for me to obtain. But actually there's only one singular item in this entire update that I think is difficult, and that is the deep slate emerald ore. Behind me you can see a bunch of chests. And throughout this video the amount of chests here has increased. I'm just gonna open every single chest on screen now so you can see what's in them. These items are everything I've collected while collecting other stuff. I've just packed it into shulker boxes and then packed it into those chests. So most items I have needed for later updates have just come from these chests, and therefore I haven't really shown them to you. That means that most of the stuff we can get in 1.17 actually just is in these chests, except the deep slate emerald ores. But before we talk about them, I want to talk about candles, because I forgot candles existed. And as you probably remember, I just decided to burn all my bees, because you know, why should I use the bees again? So I rebuilt the beehive, and I've gotten all the honeycomb for my candles and all the different dyes for the candles. They just need crafting. Now finally, deep slate emerald ore. How am I going to get that? Well, I once played on a Minecraft server, and I wanted the most deep slate emerald ore on that server. The most anyone owned was 2, so it was pretty easy for me. Not like it was time consuming, but pretty easy. What my tactic is flying over to a mountain and then digging down into that mountain. If you don't hit a deep dark biome, you can fly around layer 0 in whatever cave you find, because deep slate emerald ore can at maximum spawn at layer -8. So anything from layer 5 to -8 that is deep slate could potentially be an emerald ore. Now my tactic isn't just digging lines under the mountain. I feel like that takes way too much time. Instead, my tactic is to fly through the caves, carefully drinking night vision, and if I see any dirt or gravel patches, I dig them with my shovel, because instamining is always worth it. And as you know, I already got a deep slate emerald ore earlier in the video at 1.2, 1.3 I think it was. So therefore I only needed to collect 15 more. Here they are. My world seed is 2239 if you want to go check. Anyways, now I'll just empty these chests, see what I have, and I'll come back to you with what I'm missing. Okay, so here is everything I managed to collect, and here is everything we are missing. I've collected 14 skull shriekers, and those there should be the last 2 I need. But when I'm mining them, I will spawn a warden, so I need an escape plan. But you know, the best plan is made after the failure. I hit everything I shouldn't have hit there. Wow. Now we just need a lush cave. And as you all know, lush cave here. Okay, so from this lush cave I need spore blossoms, small and big drip leaf, and buckets of axolotl. Now all we need is the powder snow bucket. The last thing we are missing from the 1.17 update is the copper. And of course, we get all the copper from a trial chamber. And that was the entirety of 1.17. Now, 1.18 is surprisingly enough Caves and Cliffs Part 2. But 1.17 added all the items from Caves and Cliffs, didn't it? Well, it actually missed one singular item. 1.18 added one singular item to Minecraft. So, what do you think the one item they added in 1.18 was? Well, of course, the other side music disc. And I already have 16 of them right here. 119. 119 is the pretty wild update. Or the pretty mild update. Am I right or am I right, folks? Thank you. Now, the pretty wild update added ancient cities and they added mangrove. Anyways, this update also added one of my favorite items just by the looks of it. And that is, of course, the echo shard. I love what the echo shard looks like. Like, this is perfect item design. I'm not even joking. I love the echo shard. I just wish I could do something with it. Because I'm a hardcore player. And the only thing you can do with the echo shard is craft a recovery compass. A compass that shows me where I died last. Yeah, I wonder where I died last compass. And that is 16 bucket of tadpole. And of course an extra one. Since frog lights exist. And I already have the normal and the warm frog here. So I just need the green cold frog. You've almost eaten a stack. You gotta turn into a frog now. And don't die, please. Why aren't you green? You're supposed to be green. Well, luckily I have another. Last 9. Come on, man. Okay. That is green if I've ever seen it. And can you fly? Do you want to try to fly? And now we hover back to base. Okay, one of each frog. Now I just need to take these 3 guys into the nether. Man, if I had a boat, this would have been so much easier actually. Okay, we are on the ground. Perfect. I'm just gonna splash us with fire resistance. Get the 2 guys not on elite. And then just build up. And right above me here, I once dug a giant hole in the nether roof. So it was easier for me to just fly up there. And that is what we are going to use. So now I just need to go to the coordinates -69, -420. No, I'm not kidding. And there should be a basalt delta. Or I could just follow the convenient placed frog lights. And here we have a very old frog light farm I built a long time ago. But of course I can't use this. So I will just have to make a platform around here. And here we have the frog lights. The final item we need, or the final 2 items I should say, is disc fragments and the echo shard. I have already raided a lot of ancient cities in this video, so why not do a few more? Oh, that's a firefly. I was looking at a pixel behind me. I thought they added UFOs to Minecraft. I was so confused. Like a spore thing. Anyways. And that is enough. Now I just need to wait for that warden and that warden to disappear. Oh, maybe this guy already did disappear. And that was 1.19. Now, 1.20 will probably be the worst version for me specifically. It added a lot of pottery shards. And as I told you earlier, I don't need to collect 16 of every single type of potion. But every single type of pottery shard in the entire game has a unique item. So I need to collect 16 archer pottery shards. I need to collect 16 hard pottery shards. I need to collect so many different pottery shards from so many different areas. But luckily I have raided a lot of desert temples. So of course I have just brushed all the suspicious sand I found in those desert temples. And also in a couple of wells around the place. But this is definitely not enough. For an example, I can see there's no heart, no danger, no heartbreak. So I have to research where to find pottery shards and then get 16 of them from those locations. And that was the last angler. So that means we have all the cold and warm ocean ruin shards. As you can see, the desert well is green, and that is because I've just made a texture pack that makes it way easier to see where sandstone are in this desert. What is this? Another pottery shard, I'll take that. And a stick. Is that it? Oh my, that is it. That was all the desert well shards. But I'm still missing 5 pottery shards from the trail ruins. That is heartbreak. And that is a pot. Oh, is that it? I think that's it. Sheath. Yep, I'm finally done with all the shirts. So if you want some statistics, it took me 1 full shulker box of power 3 rockets, 7 elytras, 2 netherite pickaxes, and 1 netherite shovel to unearth every single shirt I have unearthed today and yesterday. Yes, this surprisingly only took me 2 days. I was expecting to put a week of effort into this, because archaeology really just is that slow, but I'm surprised at how fast it went. So let's go back to base. Bamboo, cherry, other stuff, shirts, and armor trims. As you probably didn't see, I'm still missing the eye armor trim from the strongholds, and I've calculated to get 16 of every different armor trim, I would need like 1,800 diamonds, if my calculations are correct, which they sometimes not, mostly not, isn't. Anyways, this is what I have, 106. I do have some ores though. That was so dumb. I just wanted my arrow back. Ah, that is. Now we just need to find a biblioteca or one of those 2 chests. Oh, well, that was easy. And now we're just missing 3 items. So first of all, the hardest item to get is definitely the pickling head, because you need a charged creeper to explode a pickling. And of course, a pickling can't exist in the overworld because it will be zombificated into a zombified pickling. So instead, we need to upgrade my mobhead farm again, as you can see here, probably on the screen somewhere. And while it's getting upgraded, I also need suspicious sand and suspicious gravel. Of course, these items aren't normally obtainable in survival, but because of a glitch that's technically a feature, if any gravity block, including suspicious sand and suspicious gravel, falls for too long of a time, it will break. This is because falling objects like sand and gravel lag the game just a little bit, so if you had 10,000 sand falling all at the same time, it would lag the game a lot. So you can just place some cobweb underneath some suspicious gravel, and then let it fall for a while, and then it will just break. That's how I got 16 of each. Since I can't force Thunder in Minecraft, I guess we'll just have to go to 121. The trials. Trails of trials. The trial chamber trials. What's that called? It is the Tricky Trials update, of course. I knew that from the start, of course. Again, most of the stuff added in this update is of course pretty easy, but some of the stuff will be phenomenally hard, because 16 heavy cores and 16 maces is an insane task, but luckily I have designed and already... Wait a second, is that Thunder? I'll just... If it's Thunder, I need to get them up hits. I think it's just Raine. And luckily, as a few of you probably saw earlier in the video, I have already designed and run a trial key farm for literally 100 hours. So if I just quickly go there, you can see it's just a giant rail running between 4 different trial chambers, where every single spawner is in this encapsulation. There is a timer that dispenses water, so all the mob drops get collected. Here is all the arrows and all the bones I've collected. Here are some different items, here are some potions, and here are all the keys. Yeah, no, I'm joking. Here are all the keys. That's a shulker box full of each key. That should definitely be enough for me to get 16 of whatever I need. Oh yeah, I actually got a heavy core while designing, so I only need 31. Okay, so now we're in one of my creative testing worlds. So if I click F3 and 1, I should get this little pie chart here. And then I should just click 2 and 5. And yeah, there are block entities. So my plan is turning my render distance all the way down, and then just flying in a straight line on my hardcore world. And every time one of those pop-ups come up, I'll just dig straight down and quickly loot all the vaults I can find. I won't be battling the mobs. I don't really need to be battling the mobs. I'll just quickly explore every room as efficiently as possible. That is 16 Precipice. That was pretty fast, I would say. I've like gotten 3 of the normal, whatever this music disc is called, and just 8 heavy cores. What is this? Is that a mine? That is a mine card. Okay. I have never seen that before. Well, inventory update. What is this? That's small spider spawners. I feel like you could do something with this if it wasn't 48,000 blocks away. And finally, there is the last creator music box disc. This disc was exceptionally hard to get. I've finally gotten 16 of these while I've gotten 25 heavy cores. And that is because it only spawns in 1 out of 100 pots. So if I want 16, I have had to break 1,600 pots on average. I can of course check here. I have broken 4,000 pots. Of course that's over my entire playthrough. But I promise you that number was under 1,000 or under 2,000 at least. I have broken so many pots with my sword. Anyways, I'm gonna use my veto now. What does... Huh? Wait. Okay. Why do I have no animations anymore? Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna use my veto now. That means that I can take one item from my hardcore base. That item is gonna be the heavy core. I know I'm close to 32 heavy cores. And I still have 34,000 blocks left to fly home. But really, I have used 2 days on just flying around and I don't want to do that anymore. I know I have 7 spare heavy cores in my base. 7 plus 25, that is 32. I'm gonna loot this entire place here and then I'm just gonna fly home. Oh yeah. This shulker box here has some enchanted books. Can you guess what is on those enchanted books? Every single one of those enchanted books has the Windburst enchantment. There are 21 of them. Of course, to those of you that don't know, Windburst is the enchantment that the hammer has. So it smashes down on the mob and the mob flies up and you fly up, of course. And statistically, I should have gotten more heavy cores than I have had in comparison to the amount of Windburst books I have, but whatever. I'm gonna finish this now and then just fly back. And there we go. I got all the new banner patterns, as you can see here. Then I got a whole shulker box of Precipice, my favorite music disc, and a whole shulker box of the normal creator. So I guess we'll just take a jukebox from 1.0 and play a Precipice. I will quickly sort my items. And that was the entirety of 121. Or was it? You see, after this update, Mojang just decided to say, you know what, let's just bundle a whole lot of stuff on top of 121. So, therefore, 121.2, it added all bundles and 2 banner patterns. Next, we have 121.4, which is the Garden Awakens. It added the Pale Oak and Resin. 121.5 added blue and brown eggs, as well as a few decorative flowers and items. I took the brown chicken from the mesa just behind me. And the blue chicken? Well, past me. Did you bring me the blue chicken? Yes, hello future me. I have given you this gift, this cold chicken. Yes, thank you. You're very handsome. Also, how's it going with your TNT Boeing project? Why do you have to be so mean to me? I'm sorry about that. Anyways, then we have 121.6. 121.6 added the Happy Ghast and the Ghast harnesses. After that we have 121.7. 121.7 added the Lava Chicken music disc. And finally, the last update as of the time of recording, and therefore as of the time of this video, is the Copper Age. And the Copper Age added a whole lot of copper items. That was it. Thank you for watching. This has been such a long project. I did not expect it to take this long. And oh my god, I just forgot all the mob heads. Here is a compilation of every single mob getting blown up. Okay. Mineshaft.